hands upon my heavy heart of distant lands and a brand new start. Oh, take me back where the Guinness flows, where laughter rings and shamrocks grow, to the emerald hills and my mother's eyes, where the river meets the sky. The stones, they speak of tales long past, of kings, queens, and lovers who clashed. Each step we take, the magic earth's light flies. The tree roots speak where truth never dies. Oh, take me back where the Guinness flows, where the wild heart sings and slacks are thrown, to the rolling hills and my mother's eyes, where the river meets the sky. And though I've walked 1,000 miles through storm and sea, through fate and trial, one whisper calls me through the pines. Your soul remembers, child of mine. Where the Guinness flows, where laughter rings and shamrocks grow, to the emerald hills and my mother's eyes, where the river meets the sky. Hey! Where the river meets the sky.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Carrie Kohan's Mystic Compass. I am in London, not London, England. I'm in England. I'm about an hour north of London, near Peterborough, London. So I'm so excited to actually come and have an update with you. It was actually Glen's idea because we weren't going to come in and see you this week at all. I thought I'd be jet lagged, but gosh, I had no jet lag whatsoever. It's been fantastic. So Glen, are you in the house? Because this was a great idea to come in. I think you're there.
Carrie, how the heck are you? There you are. Here I am.
And Tammi too. Tammy's in the house as well. We know
Tammy's in the chat. Yeah, monitoring as always. No cards to pick up. Not this time. Every once in a while, I see her going like this, Carrie, like just. Every once in a while.
It's such a habit. I've got cards all over the place because I actually picked out a couple of cards as I was thinking about what to talk about today. And it's funny how I love how I sit down and all of a sudden, boom, spirit starts talking. Because I was looking at my nails, and I don't know if you can see my nails. I broke every nail on the trip. I had beautiful long nails. Look at the dirt underneath them because I've been transplanting beautiful plants. I came back to root-bound plants. And I start to think about this because indoor plants, if you transplant them from this size pot to this size pot, they don't do well. You have to go from this size to this size to this size to this size and then to that size. As they grow, you give them a little more boundaries in order to grow within. And I thought, oh my God, this is a great analogy about spirituality and about life, right? Because, your appearance, all of this doesn't matter because the success is what matters in the end. And I think, these plants, if you give them too much room, their roots, they get lost and they literally start to shrivel up and they die. So they need to feel that they've got a boundary. And I thought about that with kids as well. Everyone always said, geez, your kids are so good. They're so well behaved because they had boundaries. They knew, what they needed to do. That's one, that's two, three is a hot saraka, on the bottom. And it would be that hard. I mean,
well, and you know what? I think in the long run, kids respect that because when I taught, you set those expectations and you set them early, and you have to, if there are consequences, you have to dish out the consequences. The worst thing is you say, if you do this, I'm going to do that. And then you don't do it. You've lost it then. You have to have boundaries, consequences, and expectations. And the kids, they respect it. Yeah.
They need it in order to grow. It's just like a plant. The plant needs boundaries, and so do the children, and so do we, spiritually. I was thinking about ayahuasca, and a lot of young people, they use it for spiritual growth, but they haven't done the work. And they're like knee deep in all this drama and trauma. And then they take this drug that just opens you up. And it can be traumatic for a lot of them. They throw up, they have physical illness from it. And it's because you're not taking the baby steps. You're not growing like a plant, right? You're going from this to this, right? And it's not healthy. So I think that we need to have boundaries. We need to have goals. We need to have, okay, I've come to this part of my world. Now I want to go this far. And then I want to go this far. It's not 0 to 60, right? So that was a great analogy that was coming through with all my broken nails.
Yeah, they will grow back just like your plants. They'll grow, and sometimes they grow like weeds. Yeah. Well, welcome in everyone. Hammer Bammers is here. Valerie B is here from the UK. Aww. Say hi. We missed you guys. We really, really did miss you guys. It was just 3 days ago that Carrie was, at the airport, ready to get on a plane in about 20 minutes, 3 days ago. And, frantically, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But again, we wanted to come on for 30, 40 minutes just to say hi and kind of give you an update that Carrie made it back home. And also, it's a good test for our internets and the video and microphones because she's in a completely different country. And so far, so good. It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, so, different mic. Yeah. Different mic. So hopefully it's sounding good.
Yeah. And I didn't know you were going to talk about plants, and I put together a kind of a new opener slide, and look, we got a plant on there. So nice and bright.
Isn't that funny? See, in the sink. Are we going to talk about what happened? Yeah,
that's coming up. But first of all, give us a couple highlights of your trip back on Tuesday.
It was fantastic. It was a long trip. Oh my goodness me. I had a lot of luggage. I don't know if Glenn, you have that picture, but I had a lot of luggage. Oh, damn. It was funny. I wonder if I can pull it up on my phone because, I think I've got it right here. Yeah, I do. Look at this. Just 1 second. There. That is me with all my luggage in the background.
Notice how everyone's looking at her going, that's a lot of luggage.
Yes. I couldn't see over the luggage. I was pushing the cart and I was having to see this. Excuse me. I had so much stuff I was bringing back home here. Crazy. Anyways, it was a really great flight. I flew with Porter and Air Transat. And it was really good. Air Transat, they asked me to move the seat. And I kind of wishy-washed. I was like, I don't know. I really like the seat that I have. I take this flight a lot, so I know each seat has its own personality. Some don't recline, some don't have footrests. And the one that they wanted to put me in didn't recline and didn't have a footrest. And I knew, it's a long flight to be sitting there tippy-toed because my feet don't touch ground. So, just sit with your feet dangling, your legs go to sleep. But she was so persistent. She asked and she asked and she asked the ground crew. And she kept telling me, it's an elderly couple. It's a really elderly couple. And they want to sit together. And so I thought, okay, fine. I actually went and prayed on it. And I heard spirits say, sometimes there is a reason why you're being moved, right? And not even sometimes. What did they say? It was like, move. I thought, okay, sometimes, yeah, you're moved for a reason. So I ended up sitting beside this woman that was Punjabi, and she had the abaya and the hijab and abaya on, and she looked so beautiful. And we had the best conversation. We talked for it's a 7-hour flight, something like that, a 6-hour flight. And we talked a good majority of it. And I understood, at the end of it, why I was moved, because had I sat where I was, the woman that I moved seats for, it was funny. It turned out she's a pilot. She and her husband were not elderly, and they were the pilot's parents that wanted to sit together. And I wish that Air Transit was just honest with me, and rather than giving me the elderly story. But anyways, it all worked out well in the end. And she came in and she goes, I said, wow, you guys aren't elderly. I'm older than you, right? And she goes, oh, no speak English. And I said, oh, I'm the one that, switch a seat. And she goes, oh, well, thank you very much. No speaking English. It was kind of funny. Yeah. So anyways, I ended up having a really good flight with the woman that I ended up sitting beside. And what was her name? Zahida, I believe. Zahida was her name, and really beautiful. So she had been married 50 years in 1 month's time. And we were talking about, the secrets of a good long marriage. And for her, it was an arranged marriage. And wow, I think there's a lot of benefits to that, because you come in with no expectations and a full commitment, going to make this work. And 50 years later, it was really beautiful. So, and then fighting the crowds with, all that big stack of suitcases. But I realized, society has changed, because I think it's the Me Too movement has not been, as kind in many ways, because I was really struggling. These are 50-pound suitcases. I had them right to the max. They were 49 pounds each. And I had 5 of them, like 250 pounds worth of luggage. And anyways, I was stacking them up. And there were all kinds of men standing around. Not one came and offered to help. And I mean, these are big suitcases. And I was really surprised. I thought, okay, I want to change my surroundings. I'm going to change my dialogue and say, I'm so happy and grateful that people come to help me, and they are so excited to come and help. And all of a sudden, poof, it started. So it's funny how when you change your dialogue, things change around you. So that was kind of the highlights of the trip. It was a long trip. I slept all the way through the night last night, no jet lag whatsoever. Today, full day. So 7 hours difference between Edmonton and Peterborough, England. So yeah, I'm home. And the funny thing, Glenn, you'll appreciate this, because you know how nervous I was. I was like, I'm put in my spousal visa, and I've been waiting for that thing to be approved. And then there were issues with, the income. And so that was a bit of a delay. And so coming in, I didn't think I was going to actually come in. I thought I'd have to go straight to Portugal. So I had to book, Lynn's booked flights for us to go to Portugal. So anyways, I put my passport in, and all of a sudden the green light went on and the big doors opened up, and I was like, oh my God, I can come in. Oh, I grabbed my suitcase. I zoomed through so damn fast. I was like looking over my shoulder. No one's coming after me, right? Because the last couple times I've come, they've said, you can't use the tourist visa anymore. You've got to get your spousal visa. And I was like, I know, it's just 8,000 pounds. And, and last time we did it, we missed one document, and sorry, you got to do it all over again. Another 8,000 pounds. So, yeah, I'm a little reluctant, but this time it's going to go through. That we know. So anyways, I'm in England. I can talk a lot, can't I? You there?
Oh yeah. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the official signal to come back on. Here we go. There we go. Yeah. We are back.
You're such a smart ass.
I guess it's not a country thing then, right? In terms of your talking, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You got the gift of gab. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Amazing. Yeah. So that sounds like oops, the wrong one. Sounds like quite the trip there. You made it back home, and you get to stay. How long do you get to stay, like permanently now, or do you got to go back?
2 months. 2 months. I can do 6 months at a time on the tourist visa. So, 6 months less a day. So I'm here until September, and we've already put in the application for the spousal visa. So now we're just waiting for that to go through. And probably by September, maybe October, I'll be able to live in England full time. Yay.
Nice. What would you say was your biggest adjustment? Because you've been in Canada for a few months and going back there, any kind of big adjustments that like, whoa, I got to get used to this again?
Having a husband. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. That's right. I'm in a relationship.
No comment. No comment.
Well, yeah, no, I'm loyal. I'm loyal as the day is long. There's no problem with that. Yeah. But it was more like thinking about someone else, and having meals together and stuff. And it's like, hey, where's Tammi and Glen? Where are the cats? Where are all the cats? That's the biggest. Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. The first couple of days were like, okay, I come downstairs and I do my, my chores downstairs. Like, okay, I got to be quiet because Carrie might be sleeping or working on some tiptoeing. And it's like, oh no, I can be as loud as I want now. Woohoo! Cats, where are you?
Yeah. Actually, I came back and oh gosh, Lynn's was just amazing. He got me a bouquet of flowers and made dinner, and you go and rest. And yeah, he's just it's been a godsend coming home.
Nice.
And got to talk to all the kids and the grandkids. And we're going to be seeing them this weekend. So I'm pretty damn excited. And I still have to edit those 2 courses. I know, everyone. I am working on it. Actually, I haven't for like 3 days because I've been busy traveling. But tomorrow, definitely. And then Sunday is family day. So Monday, I'm hoping to have them out.
That's right. We do have a holiday here in Canada as well, at least in Alberta on Monday. And I guess you guys have a holiday, not family day, but it's some sort of provincial. I don't think it's a Canadian holiday, but at least it's provincial. Some provinces celebrate it. All right. Just to announce again, if you guys missed it, last time we were on 1 week ago, and we announced that we were going down to 2 rather than 3 showings per week. So we will be back on Wednesday. That'll be the live reading day. So you can ask your live reading questions of Carrie on Wednesday, 11 a.m. my time. I guess that would be 6 p.m. UK time. And then Fridays is the usual time. So you don't have to adjust your clocks. We always come on at 11 a.m. Mountain time. We will do that again starting next Friday. We'll have some guests. We got some ideas that you guys have sent in, kind of going through those and coming up with a plan on what we're going to do. I think next Friday, Carrie, we're going to do a decode of the movie Jupiter Ascending.
Great. Great film. Yeah. It was panned when it first came out, People didn't like it. And I'm sitting in the movie theater going, do you not get it? Oh my God.
Yeah.
There's so much in this film. So I'm looking
It was
forward
a
to
red pill like early on. And if you guys have not seen Jupiter Ascending, just spoiler alert, we are going to talk about key parts of the movie next week. So please, if you get a chance over the next week, go watch it. I think it's on Prime or Netflix. You can get it free somewhere. So go check out Jupiter Ascending. Even if you have seen it, maybe go rewatch it, because it's going to refresh your memory about a lot of things that Carrie goes through, that a lot of things very, similarities with her life and some of the things in the movie too. She said when she was in the movie theater at the end of it, she was like,
oh my God, this is
and her
my
daughter
life.
was like, Mom, let's go. And she was like, just
yeah. And my daughter now has a tattoo of a bee on her. Yeah. Because of that movie.
Oh, there you go. So yes, Jupiter Ascending Decode next Friday and the live readings on Wednesday. A couple things. Tammi put a message in the chat there if you didn't see it. She sent out the Freedom Master certificates to all of you that completed the course and sent her your email address. So if you have not sent Tammi the email address, please do that, admin@carriecohen.com.
It's a mailing address, not the email address.
Oh, a mailing address, right? Your physical mailing address, correct.
We have to
So if you have sent that those are in the mail, even those that are overseas, New Zealand, Australia, wherever you may be living. If Tammi has your physical mail address, you should be getting those over the next few days or weeks.
I wasn't thinking, because we had a couple of people that were here in England, and I could have brought their certificates with me and gone and met them. Oh my gosh. But you know what? I'm going to end up having some courses here before I leave. So in the next 2 months, I'll do probably a Freedom Masters, a live Freedom Masters here at the property. So
there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So
also a couple subs on Twitch. Oh, it's nice coming back and opening up Twitch and seeing a couple subs there. Prime subscription from Corin Leah. And also from Bluebell Rose, subbing for a month as well. So we got to give a little love to Corin Leah and to Bluebell Rose with a little bit of "You Are Simply the Best."
You are the best. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for your support of the Mystic Compass team. Carrie and Glen give you a big love and high five. Thank you. Thank you. You are simply the best.
Thank you, Corin Leah and Bluebell Rose, for your Twitch subs this month. And yes, you can support us over on Twitch by subbing. Gives you ad-free viewing and allows you to become possibly a guest on our show, just like Hammer Bammers did a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to it.
Valerie, she said, yay, I can join in on Wednesdays now. Oh, that's exciting, right?
Yeah, she looks forward to it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great.
So we just planned on being on for about a half hour. We're almost at that mark, and we still got a lot to talk about. So, half hour, 45 minutes, hour,
I took up the first half hour just chatting all on my own.
Well, we do have to talk about this. Again, if you enjoy our music, we've had the Mystic Compass soundtrack out available on Amazon, iTunes. One of the songs, If Ever I Fall, has been played on a local radio station here in Alberta. And please go check it out on Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube Music. It's pretty much everywhere. Type in the Mystic Compass in the search bar on your favorite digital musical service, and it should come up. More about that later. But Carrie, the last couple nights you were here, I don't know if this was the last night or the night before, but all I can say is, wow. Yeah. Wow.
No, it was the last night. It was the last night before I was leaving. And it was like a holy moly.
So I'll set it up for you, and then you can kind of explain what happened. But, Carrie was leaving. We knew she was leaving. And, we've had a few mystical experiences, spiritual experiences while she was here. The energy that she has brought, and some of the things that have awakened both Tammi and myself up into terms of, our chakras and ability to feel and see things. But on that last night, I went outside and I said, I want to go, check out the portals again, see if I feel that they're still active. I feel things. I don't really see things. I feel them really strongly. So I went out and I think I called Carrie out too. I said, let's go check out the portals one last time.
Yeah.
So we went out. I said, yep, portals are still there, the two strong ones side by side, and then a couple others down the line. And Carrie, you take over. What happened?
And I looked over. There was one in front of Glen, and then there was one to the right. And then there was a third one just down a little ways. And while Glen was looking at the first two, he was going, yep, they're pretty strong. And I looked in behind him. I can see, feel, sense everything, right? So I was kind of being the teacher there, teacher to the teacher. And so he was feeling, yeah, and you can see like a haze. You could actually see movement, in a third dimensional kind of way, like 5D kind of way. Anyways, I would stand behind and go, yeah, there's definitely one there. Oh, this one's stronger than that one. And then I looked down to the third one as we're here, and this beautiful being came out, and he was the same one that was there during the course. He was the one that, if you missed the show before, we had a whole series of portals open up in a line of trees. And as the line of trees were on the edge of the property, all of a sudden these beautiful beings came out, and they were all in robes, white robes, but one was tall and long white hair, very majestic looking, wise looking. And they all looked wise. They were like an elder, like a council. And as they came out, they just stood there. And then I could hear the telepathic communication. And basically they said, you think that you're thinking that you're not as successful with the Freedom Masters because you didn't get the response that you were thinking. But basically what they were saying was, what I was missing was that everyone that came was hand chosen, and it was a smaller group for a reason. And we needed that group to do the work that we were doing, and the ripple effect from it was going to be magnificent. And it would be not on just this dimension, but multiple dimensions, multiple universes would all feel that. So anyways, as Glen and I are looking the last day, we had seen him come and go a couple of times over the weeks. And sure enough, he came out again. And as he came out, he looked at me and he said, we bow to thee. And he did a very deep bow. And then he stood up and he looked at Glen and did the same. And then he walked backwards back into the portal. So he didn't turn around. He walked away, still bowing, going backwards, which was amazing. I was standing there going, Glen, this just happened. And anyways, we started to talk about the trees. You asked about the trees because
I said, yeah, Carrie, is there any meaning with the trees? Like, what's your interpretation? Because we hear about people, go hug a tree, and the trees hold a vital component in our world. And I said, what do you think about the importance of trees?
And I gave a quick answer. I said, well, they're the lungs of the earth. They are everything, right? And in fact, they're the travel system. So I can jump out of my body, go into a tree, down through the tree root system, and I can be anywhere on the planet consciously within seconds. It's a travel system. It's a tree root system. And just then, the dogs, these two.
Okay, before you get into that, Valerie says, oh, getting chills. Valerie, you haven't heard anything yet.
Oh, no.
It's heating, it's chilling down here. Okay. So we start walking up to the road where we have kind of an entrance gate and fence. And as we're walking up, we both look out because every once in a while we'll go, are the soldiers still there? Are they still, out in the fields beyond our property on the other side of the road? And I look and I say, yeah, I see them here. And Carrie says, I see them here. And then we're both like, okay, yeah, we agree on some are facing outward and some of the soldiers were facing inward towards the property.
So these are
And
soldiers that are right on the fence line of
yeah,
your property. They're on the inside of the fence line. And what I saw was they were facing out to the dirt road. And you said, well, I see some are actually facing in. And I thought, yeah, I guess so. But I saw a majority of them were looking out at the road and they looked kind of concerned. And then we looked at the army because we've had this at the property. We can see into like another dimension. I can actually see into this, and Glenn feels it. And so it's amazing that you can feel where they're looking.
yeah, yeah. It's
You
just
know?
that energy. So I don't see like a physical form or anything like that, but it's just strong. They're here. They're looking this way. Their expressions are this. They're kind of dressed like it's just weird. Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't seen anything yet, but I have
Yeah.
strong
So I've
sensations here.
taken the word weird out of my vocab. It's not weird. It's amazing. It is
Yeah,
spectacular.
it is.
Right?
I agree. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Weird if you're just experiencing, though. It is strange. Like it's like when you experience something awesome like this for the first time, it's weird because your whole life, you really haven't experienced something to this level. So there is some weirdness to it to get adjusted to it. But after that, it's like, bring it, keep coming.
Yeah. Welcome to my world. This is something that goes on all the time. Anyways, yeah. So we're looking at the guards at the gate. And then we looked at the army in the field across the dirt road, and it's a canola field, rapeseed in the UK. We know it as, right? The beautiful golden yellow field. And way off in the distance, I said, well, the army looks like they're even further out. They're a long ways out, but they actually were starting to move in a little bit. And I thought that's really interesting. And we also had these two majestic dogs that showed up, three of them, but one went to a friend.
White dogs.
Yeah. And these are white dogs, like the white beans that came through the portals. All of a sudden, these white, majestic, massive, huge dogs. They're not Pyrenees. There's something else. They're a mixture, but they look purebred. They have such a purity about them. And they absolutely loved us. I mean, the first time I saw them running down the dirt road, they were like galloping towards your wife and me, Tammi and me, and all of a sudden one flops right in front and gives me the belly and rub my belly, love me, and that was it. We took him in after that. So these majestic beings, when we were going out the night before I left, they both came out and they greeted me with such love. It was so beautiful. And I said, I'm leaving, don't you? Because they were like all over me. And as I looked at them, I went, oh, you two are white lions. Oh my gosh, I see it. You're beautiful. You're majestic. And as they were walking away, you know how lions their bum kind of goes like that, right? That's how these big dogs walked. And anyway, so come on back, Glenn, because I need you to chat a little bit about this when we were talking
so
about
at that point, before the dogs did anything, you looked out to the road and you saw something.
No, actually, it was at the same time as the dogs, because you and I were talking, and the dogs started to bark, and they started to go towards the gate, and they've never done this. They never bark at anything like that, and they ran towards the gate, and one was in front of the other one was behind, and they were like pointing.
And it was dead silent, folks. There was no cars going by. There were no animals out in the field. It was complete silent other than our voices.
And as soon as they started to bark and they looked at something, I saw it. It was instant, right? And I went, oh shit, in my mind. Forgive my language, but I was thinking, oh shit, should I tell Glenn? Okay, yeah, I got to freak him out. And so you said something about, wow, the dogs they're staring at something. And I said, oh, there's something really dark on the road. And it was like the D himself. and he was just standing all by himself on the road, staring at us and looking into the property. And the dogs were staring. They were like staring like this.
Same direction at the exact same thing.
And frozen. They were crouched down a bit and they were frozen, looking up. They were
and that kind of in that pointer position too, like attack position, ready to attack.
Yep, totally. And then all of a sudden I'm looking at him and Glenn goes, well, I feel that he's over here. And they have like a single gate, you know, they've got the big gate that opens up, but then they have a passenger gate. Yeah, man gate. And so it had a little sign on it. And I thought, no, he's on the road. Oh my God, he did move. And just then the dogs are also looking at where he's standing. They shifted their view and now they're staring out, and he couldn't come right up to the gate. We were so protected. So he was standing though in the grass. He was now off the dirt road and he's standing in the grass looking into the property. So it was like, oh, this is battle. Here we go. You know, I haven't had one of these for a while. And I can't remember what I said. I think we were staring at each other. It was like a showdown. And I realized he's not moving. He's wanting to come in and he's trying to figure out a way in. And the dogs are on guard and it's silent. And finally I went, okay, here we go. God and Jesus, be by my side here and now. I bring in all the angels from the angelic realm to also be here with us now. And they came. Goosebumps, truth bumps. And I'm still staring at him. He's still staring at me. God is here. Jesus is here. Angels are all around. And I said, be gone. It was like that. It was not like a huge, and he turned and he disappeared like in the wind, right? And just then, just when I said he's gone, I was turning to Glenn. All of a sudden the two dogs turned around and looked at us like, huh, how did you do that? It was hey? And then we both looked at each other. We were both like, oh my God, did you see the dogs' reactions? Oh my God.
It was amazing because it was the timing. You couldn't have timed it any better, because as soon as, and Carrie didn't yell it out to get the attention of the dogs or anything like that, because we were talking the whole time. They didn't budge. They kept staring. So her tone of voice, the level of her voice stayed the same. And as soon as you said be gone and felt that the D had gone, the dogs look at us and then they slowly start walking back towards us, you know, in a happy mood again. But they were frozen. They
were like, you know, and their back was up a little bit. Their tail was pointing outward. They were ready to launch. They saw it. And
So Carrie just confirmed, like I'd felt that energy was by that man gate. And Carrie said, oh, yeah, he moved. He's over there now. And moved. Just like I said, it was on her last day here, folks, too. On her last day. I mean, the dog, what are the odds? The dogs come into our lives, you know, while you're here, the portals while you're here, the visitors while you're here, the experience with that, you know, entity while you're here, the soldiers while you're here. And I think, you know, they're here not just for you because you came, but I think they're here for Tammy and myself and our family too.
They're still there. And when I look in, they're still there. They're still at the gate.
I went out last night. And the portals are still there and the soldiers are still there. So
yeah. Well, our work isn't done there, and your work is just beginning there. So
I stood on the grass where you stood when the 12 men came, just to see if I could see them. I felt strong feel, but I still not able to see you. I'm not where you are there yet. So
they haven't come in a full circle since then. Not yet, but they will. Yeah, they'll come. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent. So we thought we'd share that story because it was quite the experience, folks, and we had to share that with you because we looked at each other and like, did that really happen? Looked at the dogs and they're like coming back all happy, like, thank you. We don't have to do that anymore. Oh,
Exactly. But the way that they whipped around so fast, it was like when the D disappeared, they whipped around and it was like, what happened? And they were looking back and forth. Where did he go? And
yeah.
Glenn and I were like, oh my God, look at the reaction in the dogs. It was amazing. It was
And then
so
when Carrie left, we had to open the gate so the vehicles could get through. And both the dogs were at the gate and they both bolted out following Carrie and Tammi because they were in two different vehicles. And I thought, is this it? Are they gone now? Now that Carrie's going, is their purpose done? And they were gone for about an hour. Like they would not come back. I called them. They would not come back. I left the gate open and they came back. They came back. So they feel like this is the place they want to be, that they still have a purpose here and have some love here. So
well, next week we'll have to put some pictures up of them because they are so majestic. They're really beautiful dogs. And it's funny because the night before I said, with the dogs, they may be here just a short time, that they came for all of this spiritual experience, right? Or they may be here for a very long time. They're going to make a decision. And then they bolted. As soon as I drove through the gate, they came out after me and I was like, don't know if they're going to be staying or not, but they made their decision. That is so cool. That's really
I was like, okay, because they weren't wild dogs. They've obviously been raised and been around other animals and things like that, but they're used to wandering around, at least for a short time. And I thought, well, maybe that they're done here. Maybe their purpose is done, but no, they came back. And
well, you have a massive acreage. It's not like a small yard that they're bound up. They've got a lot of land there to roam on. And I think they're angelic. I think that there's something very unique about those two. And they're really unique.
Yeah. And they do seem loyal. They do absolutely seem loyal, and they want to protect. They absolutely want to protect. Carla says, hi, Carrie from Alberta. Well, of course, another Albertan. You've had so many exciting adventures in your life. Now you're in England. Yes.
The land of lots of spirits and ghosts and all kinds of interesting stories, hunting castles. And so we're going to be doing a lot of that actually with you as we move forward.
Okay. Well, again, we've on for 45 minutes, but we do want to also kind of mention that Carrie has another single out there. We're not going to play it, but we're going to invite you guys because it is already on iTunes and YouTube. And look at her laughing away there. Do you want to just kind of give a brief description of what this song is all about, or why did you compose and write?
This is my hurtin' song. Okay, so I had a relationship, one of many, and I had a relationship, in mid 2000s, and he left me for a 23-year-old, and he was 50, I was 49, and we were both bodybuilders. We were both best shape of our lives, I think. I wouldn't say bodybuilders, but we were fitness fanatics. We were gym rats. And I couldn't figure out why he would have left. But I figured out later, because I was meant to meet Lindsay, come to England. He was meant to meet his future wife, not the 23-year-old, but another woman, have children with her. So it all worked out beautifully in the end. But I thought, I've been writing songs as of late, and I thought, the hurtin' songs, the country country pop. I wanted to take a page out of Taylor Swift. I know who she is, and all of that crap. But I wanted to she writes a lot of hurtin' songs about the relationships and uses them as inspiration. So this song, it's kind of nasty but funny. To me, it's a very chipper, kind of funny song, but it's everything. I had dreams that he was having an affair. I saw her purple shoes. I saw her cat's eye, makeup, and he wouldn't tell me where she was. So I went to the yellow pages in the day, And I knew she was in the home building industry. And so I went through all the home builders and I was like, is it this one? No, this one, no, this one. Oh, Carrington Homes. Yep, she's there. And so I phoned and asked for the girl that had cat's eye makeup. And I said, I'm looking for the girl. I kind of fibbed. I said, she left a sweater at our house. We had a house party. And so I want to return it. And she has cat's eye makeup. And she went, oh, that's so-and-so. I'll put you through. And so I talked to her and I said, hi, it's Carrie Kohan. Silence. She knew. So anyways, yeah, it was an interesting experience because I used my psychic abilities greatly to, number one, figure out that he was seeing someone else, and number two, to find her. And I was so proud of myself when I actually found her. And so the song incorporates everything. My psychic dreams of her purple shoes and you know, the red hair and the side of the bed that I found. And he was saying, oh, it's the nanny's. And I'm thinking the nanny doesn't have red hair, you know, but you start, you know, when you're being gaslit, right? You start believing stuff. So anyways, it's a fun, upbeat song, but it pertains to everything that I went through there. And he always said, there's another bus every 15 minutes, right? And I thought, yeah, I caught the next bus all the way to England.
How'd you get across the water?
No, yeah. So it's kind of a fun song. And yeah. I love it. I play it over and over again. Yeah,
there's two versions of it, folks. There is the radio edit, and then there's the explicit version as well. So you can listen to whichever one. And again, help support Carrie and myself by purchasing the song. It's just a single. It's not part of a whole album, but it might be on a future album at some point. And I know it's going to make it big. It's going to make it on the radio. And maybe one day you'll be driving in your car and hear it being played. Got a lot of vibes.
One thing we do have to say here, Glenn, is that you put the F-bomb in the song. Do you remember that? Because I didn't have the lyrics with an F-bomb. And he said, actually, it would be really great to put an F-bomb right there. And I was, yeah, actually, that would work. So Glenn did contribute to it in the writing of it.
One of the three explicit words was my suggestion. Yes.
Yeah. And I think it works beautifully, actually.
Yeah.
It's like,
again, if you've listened to, you know, those songs about relationships, especially that have that little bit of angry tone, still upbeat, but that angry tone, it's appropriate sometimes to have that in there because it just makes it more real. Okay.
Well, I used Before She Cheats by Carrie Underwood. I used that as my inspiration. So it's a fun song. If you like that song, you'll love this one.
By Carrie, you said, huh? Another Carrie. Yeah.
Another Carrie. Yeah. That's funny, isn't it?
Also, a good time to kind of mention that we would love you guys to join us. And if you have any musical aspirations, if you like to write poetry, if you like to write music, if you want to be kind of your own musician and put together a song, an album, maybe you want to get some radio play, maybe you want to sell it on iTunes, Carrie and I are going to be doing a course at the end of August 30th. Yay, yay, yay. A 3-part course, but it's all going to be done in the same day. Those that join will have access to the videos after the fact as well, in case you need to go back and refresh your memories on some things. And we will show you what we have done to be successful in putting out the Mystic Compass soundtrack, our own individual songs, and how we got at least one song, but up to 4 possibly for radio play.
Oh, we have 4 songs that are on radio play. Yeah. So we've heard one, but we know that 3 others have been committed by radio stations. They've written me and said, yeah, I can see this being on our our playlist. That's what they called it. So they've added it on.
We're only allowed to have 8 people on the program that I use at any one time live. So 8 plus Carrie and myself make 10 maximum. So we've had to, price it accordingly. But folks, if this interests you at all, it's very, very, very good value. again, you can write music for grandma's birthday, for your partner, for your kids, for an anniversary, a birthday, your neighbor, so many opportunities. And it's an easy process. We will guide you through. I'm a former teacher. Carrie's a very good teacher as well. It's not going to overwhelm you. We're going to take you step by step on how to write, compose, produce, and publish your music on many different platforms. So please join in. Again, it will be August 30th, maximum 8 participants. Carrie's going to teach how to write your songs.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you how to compose it and the different software you need to compose your music and put it into MP3 and wave formats, which radios require, and how to publish your music on some of the biggest music platforms out there, like iTunes and Spotify. So join us. Yeah, it's a full day pretty much from 9:30 a.m. till 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And again, the videos will be available shortly after for you to watch.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Anything to add?
I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fantastic. You know, if you can, well, I was going to say, if you can write, you know, like anything, you can certainly write songs. But then I thought, my husband wrote a song for me and he put it to video and put it to a series of videos. And so that was my birthday gift. And that was actually one of the inspirations for us to do the lessons here, because he is not computer literate at all. And yet he used the same program, taught himself, and was able to do this. And I think, wow, if you can sit down with us for one day, you will have everything. You'll be able to, in fact, those that are able to write their song in the morning and part of the afternoon, by the time that we sit down with Glen, and you'll be able to plug in lyrics and get actual sample songs, you know, for people to have by the end of the class, right?
And maybe put on a future Mystic Compass album as part of the community contributions as well. And you know what? It's fun. Like, it is really fun to put your own music together. Like, I don't have to play all these instruments and things like that, but I can digitally put together really good radio quality songs, and I enjoy it. I want to keep doing it and keep doing it. You think about, you know, people that play video games and they spend $100 on a video game, and 2 weeks later they're bored with it and they're on to something else. You're not going to get bored. If you love music, this is going to be a lifetime thing that you want to continue with. Or if you have family members, do you have a daughter, do you have a son that might want to do this? Get the course for them, have them sign up. It doesn't have to be you personally. It could be someone that you know that enjoys it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what magic. I mean, you know, you can spend, oh gosh, I think it's 120 right now for someone else to write a song for you, but you don't know how to do it. And it's like, you know, teaching someone to fish. Either you teach them to fish or you catch the fish for them and give them the fish. Well, you know, they'll have one fish or they'll have infinite amount of fish. It's the same with this. You can have one song and pay someone else to do it, and it'll be very not so personal. It might have their name in it and a few things, but not the way that you're going to write it, and with your heart, your soul being put into it. So this is a really exciting time digitally to be creative, and if I can do it and Glen can do it, you can do it too.
And not only that, you'll be able to teach others how to do it. Like, it's that simple. You'll be able to help out your kids or a friend that might want to do it. And it's amazing. So go check out Carrie's latest single, Caught the Next Bus, available on most music platforms.
Yeah.
And more to come, I'm sure, from both of us in terms of our music.
Totally.
Well, Carrie, I think we're done. We are about an hour, which again is pretty good. Any closing remarks?
For August, money, honey is coming. So that's the card for August. I was asking what is going to be coming up. Yeah. And maybe stepping outside of the office. Don't worry about food, lots of money. And one more thing, make sure that you practice self-love. Take a look in the mirror and really love who you are seeing, who's being reflected in that beautiful mirror. Yeah. And there it is. Yeah. What a great time it is to be alive. Hey?
Yeah, so much going on, politically, economically, spiritually, family, friendships, all these things. Like it really is. And always look for that, bright lining. I'm reading your book. I read some more last night, and
What?
I think I'm up to chapter 13. I've been reading about the dark void and the white void, and some of the experiences that you were having with Michael, where a beam of light like a projector was coming out. Oh, I don't want to spoil it all for everyone, but
Coming out from the third eye. That was wild.
yeah. So if you haven't picked up Carrie's book, please do. It is called
The 5 Lessons of Life. I don't have a copy here. Do you have a copy?
I can absolutely show a copy very quickly here.
Yeah, the
Let's
5
go to
Lessons
the
of Life.
website.
They're 1/3 in the world for spirituality and philosophy and all that good stuff with readers' favorite, which is a very coveted award. It beat out Simon and Schuster, Hay House, all the big publishers, other than 2 other authors. So yeah, to win 3rd in the world, that was a pretty big thing. Yeah, so it's well worth it, I believe. It's funny because we were talking to what's his name, Daniel Jackson, the other psychic, very similar experiences, and he said when he finished the book, he doesn't really remember much of the book, and I'm kind of the same way because it was such a download. They told me that I would remember parts of it when I returned, but when the time was right, I would remember all of the experience, and I would put it in a book form. So I always knew that I'd write a book. I just didn't think it would be 27 years later, after the experience. And so there are parts in there that I love rereading it over and over and over again, because there are things that you miss and you go, oh, wow, that's a nugget, isn't it? And that's another gemstone. Yeah, beautiful.
Okay. Cheryl said she's been reading it too, or has read it. It's taken you a bit. Yeah, it's taken me a bit too. But now that Carrie is out of the house and has grown up and moved away, now I'm going to have some more time to continue on with the book. Melissa says I'm going to have to restart. I'm going to have to watch it from the start because she missed the beginning. Much love from Spain, one of your neighbors there. Okay, yeah. You pick the song that you want to close off today, your first day back in Britain. Which ending do you want?
Can we do Caught the Next Bus, the clean version?
No, I don't have that one. No, we'll do that Wednesday. Let people go find it and listen to it. Otherwise, they're just going to play this video over and over and over. Let them go find it. Let them do some research.
Okay, go and find it, please. It's a cute song. Okay. Gosh, I like I Remember Me very much. I really love that one. And I also love If I Ever Fall, or I can't even remember the name of my song.
If Ever I Fall?
If Ever I Fall. Or If I Return from Above. I like that one. Yeah. Oh, okay. No, you know what? I really like
we're on the 2-hour mark here now, folks. Well, it's like we're going to a restaurant and Carrie's looking at the menu going, I'll have the calamari. No, I want the prime. No, I want the chicken fingers and fries.
I wouldn't want any of those. Okay, chicken fingers and fries, maybe. Anyways, She's Heaven Sent. I love that one.
She's Heaven Sent.
Yes.
Okay. I got to see if I even have that one available. That one I only have as an opener.
Okay. No.
I Remember Me.
I Remember Me. Let's do that one. That's a beauty.
Okay. Do you want the female version, the male version, or the country version?
There's a country version that is gorgeous, but we're going to do the female version because it's very Broadway. Like you feel like you're in a movie theater. It's so inspiring.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining us on this quick Friday recap updates. And if you missed last Friday's episode, well worth it to go watch it. We had Erica Rainey on last week, and also
Right.
Carrie. We got to see Carrie from the early 2000s from a video clip. Go watch that. She kind of recaps some of the things that she has done in the early 2000s. Well worth it. If you missed last Friday's, go after that. Go watch it. Go watch it twice.
So watch it now.
Yeah. Back
Yeah.
on Wednesday with free live readings and give our best to Lynn's.
Yeah, thank you everyone for the subscriptions and for the likes and the following. You know, if you are on Twitch, just follow. Make sure that you hit the follow button because that helps us out. You can subscribe as well. That's like a coffee a month. That would be really appreciated because, you know, our music, we made $1 each last month. Woo-hoo.
Yeah. Woo.
That was exciting. You know, we made 0.008 cents per listen. So when you listen to the songs, you know, think, hey, I just gave him 1/10 of a penny.
So listen to it 10 times and you just gave it to us a penny. Yeah. You listen to the whole album. It's 1 penny.
Yeah, we're up to $2 already. So that's a lot of listening. Woohoo. Yeah.
Okay, Carrie, we'll see you on Wednesday. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Love to everyone. And join us Wednesday when Carrie will do free readings and calibrate your mystic compass. See you next episode.
Love you. Bye.
I left this world with tears in my eyes, but heaven held me in the softest light. Angels gathered around, no need to speak. They knew the weight I carried, the soul beneath. I saw my life like 1,000 flames, burning through the years I tried to blame. But in that silence I found grace, and every broken moment fell into place. And I remember me, not who I was, but who I came to be. Through the dark, through the storm, I finally could see that love never leaves, and pain doesn't own the heart that chooses to come back home. I faced the fire, I walked the sea, and now I stand in truth. I remember me. There was a man with eyes like gold. He showed me things I'd never been told. Said your time's not done, you've more to give. It's not just about surviving, it's learning how to live. I fell to earth with open hands, stronger now than I'd ever planned. With every scar I found my voice. Forgiveness turned my pain into a choice. And I remember me, not who I was, but who I came to be. Through the dark, through the storm, I finally could see that love never leaves, and pain doesn't own the heart that chooses to come back home. I faced the fire, I walked the sea, and now I stand in truth. I remember me.
Wow. What a song.
I know, right? Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Oh yeah, if that doesn't make the hair stand up on your arms, then I don't know. I don't know what will do it. And again, just another song from our Mystic Compass album. Carrie, do you have your oracle cards there? Can you do an oracle card? You know, what does universe want to tell us this long weekend?
It's healing. So rest, stop, go, 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 go. You know, just rest. And you actually, what I see in this one is people are waiting for you to show up, to stand up, to show up. But this weekend, yeah, let go of all the stress. And there it is again, rest. Oh, look at this. And this card is falling out. I wonder what it could be. Yeah. You know, it's a spiritual adventure. So meditate, go ground yourself, go barefoot on the grass, and expect miracles to happen. In fact, I bet you have portals around you you didn't even know. So ask for those that are here for your best and highest good to appear, and for wisdom to show up, for love, light, beauty, joy, all that is good in this universe to be surrounding you, lifting you up. And so it is. Expect. Assume that you have a blessed life and step into it. You will. You have. You are. And so it is.
Beautiful. See everyone. Don't forget, go watch Jupiter Ascending. We're going to decode it next Friday. Lots of love.
Lots of love. Bye, everyone. Love you.